Hi, I'm Frank Wishy. I don't normally dress like this, only when I go to church on Sunday. I'm the author of several books, the cookbooks, recipe books, and stories about the mafia. I lived in Brooklyn in an area called Bath Beach. My first book, growing up in Bath Beach, catering to the mob. These people on the cover actually ate in my restaurant. This is Carlo Gambino, Joey Colombo, Paulie Castellano, and there was a lot of others that came in during the week with their girlfriends, and then on the weekend with grandma, mommy, and their wives. It was a very interesting combination. My second book is called Respect, Fear Has No Rival. This is a fictionalized story about things that actually happened in Brooklyn. I think you're going to like it. And my third book, it just came off the press, it's just out 2 weeks. It's called Bath Beach. That's where I lived. It's called Bath Beach, Mafia Merchants of Death. It talks about the New York mafia money being laundered, guess what? Not in a laundromat, in the Vatican Bank in Rome. Okay, I'm going to tell you a quick story. In my restaurant, Saturday was always a big, busy day, you know, with the linguine and clam sauce, the scallopini and blah, blah, blah. But Sunday afternoons were slow. So Sunday afternoon, this guy walks in with his girlfriend. She was really good looking. And he said to me, "Hi, my name is Frank Scotty." I said, "Hey, my name is Frank Wishy. Hi, nice to meet you." We sat down and he was eating dinner with his girlfriend, and I sent over a bottle of wine. I had a feeling this guy was big time because he had the pinky ring on. So I sat at the table with him. I said, "Hi, did you like the food?" He said, "Oh, yeah, very much." He says, "I wonder if you can handle something I have for you." I said, "Well, I'll try. What is it?" He says, "I am the executive director of the NBC Color Studio in Brooklyn." The NBC Color Studio was the largest color TV studio in the world at that time. I'm talking about in the 60s. So I said, "Well, how many people?" He says, "Well, we're doing a series for television, and we have a lot of big time actors and actresses going to be there. And what we want to do is we'll take a break, have the food, and then go back and film again." He said, "But let me tell you this." He said, "When we shut down, don't forget this is 1962 or 63, when we shut down the cameras, it's very expensive, so you must be on time." I said, "Fine." He said, "When we shut down the cameras, the color cameras, it's $500 a minute in the 1960s. It's probably $2,000 a minute now." I said, "Okay." So the guy that was running the show in NBC Color Studios was the director, David Suskind. David Suskind was a big time movie director in the United States. I mean, he came from Hollywood, big time. And the actor was George Siegel, and the woman that starred in the show was an up-and-coming actress called Yvette Mimineau. I said, "Fine." I said, "This is a big deal. This is good." So we get it all ready, and the food had to be there at 7 o'clock. So at 6 o'clock, I load my friend's not BMW, I wish it was a BMW, it was a Volkswagen. My friend Howie had a little Volkswagen. And the truck that we had to deliver wasn't working, so I had to use the car. So we filled the car up with the raviolis and the baked ziti and the whole shooting match. And I get in the car and I start heading towards this NBC Color Studio. Well, I didn't realize that my friend's car didn't have a defroster on the windows, on the front window, the windshield. So as I'm driving around the corner, the windows fog up and I can't see. So I turned on the windshield wipers. They were taking care of the mush on the outside, but they didn't take care of the mush on the inside. And all of a sudden, a car backs out of his driveway, and I hit the brake, and all the food in the back seat came flying forward. Isaac Newton said, "Items in motion tend to stay in motion." The raviolis hit me in the back of the head. They went down my shirt, and the scallopini went flying all over the place. It was a disaster. Now, it's 6:45. I went back in the restaurant. My chef saw me with the tomato sauce all over me. I looked like a five-star general. I had raviolis on my shoulders. He said, "What the hell happened to you?" I said, "A guy pulled out in front of me. I hit the brake. I couldn't see. And this is what happened." So we had to do everything over again. I called Frank Scotty. I said, "Frank, I had an accident. I'm sorry. I'm going to be there, but I'll never make it for 7 o'clock. Let's shoot for 8:30, 9 o'clock, so I guarantee you I'll be there on time. So we put everything together. We had to make the raviolis over again. I mean, it was just absolutely horrible. We got it all done. I take it there. The head waiter meets me at the door. He said, they are so friggin' angry with you. You're going to be lucky if you don't get killed, and I guarantee you they're not going to want to pay the bill. I said, I have no choice. This is what we have to do. This is what we have. So I went in there. So I had gotten a white napkin, and I wrapped it around my left hand, and I put some red ink on it. So I made it look like I broke my arm. So I walked in and I said, I'm very sorry. I said, I had an accident. I broke my arm, but I had to bring you the food. So they ate. And when it was over, David Suskind said to Frank Scotti, the manager of the studio, he said, the son of a bitch got here late. He said, but the food is terrific. He said, and pay the guy. So Scotty comes over to me, he says, Frank, I'd like to kill you right now. He says, but Suskind said to pay the bill because he liked the food. So I said, Frank, I'm sorry. I said, I'm going to go to the hospital, have my arm taken care of. I broke my arm. I didn't break my arm. I took the thing off, threw it in the garbage pail, and that was the story. So that's my NBC story. It's a true story. It really happened. And when I think about it, I said I was really playing with fire when I did this. So I hope you like my story. If you get a chance, go on Barnes & Noble, look at my books, and you're going to have a good time reading it. And when you cook, have a drink. Drink some wine, some champagne. Arrivederci.